What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if playing as anyone will work in Watch Dogs Legion. Now, this has been something we have talked about in other videos as part of videos of, hey, this is something that they need to nail, or these are things that they cannot get wrong. But I want to have just a general discussion only on this topic. Obviously, Watch Dogs releasing in just about a week and 2 days. I guess if you get the Ultimate Edition, you get to play it 3 days early, so they're going down that path as well. Look, I cannot wait for this game, right? We've talked about this game for many, many months, actually for years on this channel, so I'm very, very excited to play it. I'm really thankful for all you guys have been watching, and so if you have liked the Watch Dogs content I've done, if you want to see more, make sure, as always, you guys are liking the video, hitting the subscribe button, the bell icon, all that stuff. Following me on Twitter, Podcast Now 15, if you guys have not yet already. The link for that stuff will also be in the description below, okay? So, again, I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited to cover this game when it comes out, post-launch, all different kinds of videos on it. And I mean, this will be a crucial element of the game. It's actually going to be an element that I'm going to, I don't want to say attack, I'm not going to like go after it, but I mean, if it's good, I'm going to praise it. I'm going to say how good it is. We've talked about this, right? Could this be, honestly, like the next Nemesis system? Could this be as good as the Nemesis system? A lot of people, a lot of media outlets that have played this game, I've seen that have been thrown out, that they say, hey, this could be one of the newest, best things we've gotten since that. So if it's good, it's going to be, I think, amazing. It's going to be something that elevates this game. Remember, even when I did the review score predictions, I said if this feature is amazing, I think it can carry it. If this feature sucks and it's true, like, I'm not saying they're going to lie to us where it's like, hey, you can play as anyone, and then you go in and you can play as 20 people. No, but I mean, again, if it kind of breaks itself and if the immersion is lost as we get in there, then, again, I think it's going to really hurt the game because hacking is a main part of it. And, again, every character is probably going to have their own way of going at hacking, but Watch Dogs, especially for this one, has moved away from, I'd say, hacking being the main grabbing feature of it to now it is, again, the ability to recruit and play as anybody that you want. And so, again, it's kind of do or die. They're going to sink or swim based off of this ability. So, again, will it actually work? Well, there's been, because I don't want to make this like a doomsday video. I know whenever I talk sometimes about this kind of stuff, there's always people that say, oh, you worry too much or you're focusing too much on it. I'm not pacing back and forth. I'm not like, scratching myself like I have an addiction. I'm not like, freaking out over this, okay? This is something that I really want to work. I really want to be good. But again, if it doesn't work, it's going to be a problem. And again, credit where credit's due, what we've seen so far. Now, I haven't had a chance, I wasn't part of, whatever program they've had over the past little while. I've seen even some like Let's Play YouTube channels do stuff on it, like a cartoons, right? I actually watch cartoons for a lot of other things, but he's even played Watch Dogs quite a few times. The game looks good. The game continues to look good every single time that I see it, that anybody sees it, that anybody plays it. The game, I think, continues to get better. I think, honestly, continues to surprise people. I see that kind of time and time again, that people are honestly really shocked with just how, much better, I guess, it is than what they thought. Maybe it's not the most amazing thing in the world, but it seems a whole lot better than what at least they were going to give it credit for, okay? And so, again, with what people have played, there really hasn't been any issue. Now, you limit them. You have to, I mean, what we've had so far is limits be put into place. People have not had the ability to jump in from the beginning, go straight through the end, literally recruit anybody and everybody that they see, build your team, really fully explore all the different systems and all the different ways of playing the game and all the different branching paths, I guess you could say, that the game is going to take you down when you're playing as these different people. We haven't been able to see or hear from any of those, okay? We've gotten limited. People have been given 2 hours, people have been given 3 hours, people have been given 4 hours to play the game, but as I've always said, when it comes to this, what the concern, I guess, for it is I don't think we're going to catch it in such a short amount of time. This is a thing that if it's going to fail, I think it'll fail like if it's like 10, if it's 15, if it's 20 hours. And again, the worst case scenario I've told you guys in these past videos is if you're playing this game and you are playing it, okay, for 15, 20, because that's a long time, but it's not the longest time for a game like this. And if you start to experience things repeating over and over again, what do I mean by that? Okay, well, I mean, voice work, in case this is like anybody's first video they're watching of me, okay? I have said this before, okay, in past videos. I think like voice work would actually be the most lazy thing. I don't know if it would be like like that. And by that, I mean like literally you're starting to hear the exact same voice of each person. Okay, I don't want that. And again, I think that's probably the laziest thing where it's like if you start to see that pop up, especially if you see that start to pop up early, we know we have a problem. But then there becomes, okay, are people too closely related? Maybe they act the same. And what do I mean by that? Acting the same, again, maybe it be voice, sound, maybe it be literally their personality, or then I guess the biggest thing is how they play. So again, the issue is you can play as anybody, and I could see a world, and maybe this is the world, right? Maybe this is like a prediction, right? Where we get to play this game, and every person truly is different. They all look different. They all sound different. Fine. But when you play them, they all play roughly the same, or exactly, somewhere in a realm of the same. That would be a really, really big issue because again, sounding different, looking different, yeah, those are fine, and those are something that, you play games now, and ideally you would hope that a lot of the enemies are not reskins, okay? We've moved far away from that. I even remember, like, Prototype, maybe. You guys remember Prototype? That's an example. Came out in 2009. Okay, I actually really loved the game. There was just a ton of issues, and one of the issues is I think there were maybe 8 to 12 civilian looks. And once you saw them all, everybody was a reskin of those 8 to 12 looks, okay? We've gone past that, and that's why I say hopefully we're in the clear for that, where we're not finding the exact same person. With that even being said, they have said, as an example of like the grandmother character, right, that we've seen so much of, that if you lose her in the game, if she dies, if she gets arrested and you can't get her back or whatever, the chances of getting her are like 1 in a million. Now, I've always taken that as a positive thing, where it's like, okay, if you lose her, you will most likely never be able to find her again. But also in all reality, that technically means you can find her again. And that, I guess it's just how stretched out it is. And again, as I've said in past videos, if this is an issue we're running into 60, 70, plus hours into the game, that's different, okay? Running into it 40, 50, 60 plus hours after, once we're in the game, that is different than running into these issues 5 to 10 to 15 hours in, right? Because you got to I feel like a game like this, you got to pack it full of stuff where we're not seeing repeats. Unless we're playing it, every day, all day, we're playing it for multiple weeks, then, I mean, yeah, you gotta cut it some slack. I mean, we are, and even I will, and I understand that. You could say, well, maybe I'm being too, like, strict on it, where it's like, well, every game has repeats. All right, but a game like this, even the Nemesis system, I mean, you could criticize the Nemesis system where, I mean, the positives are it is very, very good, and it does, I would say, doesn't have that many repeats. But does it? I mean, things, start to eventually get similar, especially the more, if you play this game 30, 40, 50 hours, you're going to encounter similar situations, okay? Now, they'll all have different names. Maybe they'll look all just slightly a little bit different. And you could say, maybe that's getting into the more, all right, well, you're running out of ideas and stuff like that. So I get all of these games do have that issue. To say that I'm trying, I guess 2 parts. Am I saying the game needs to be perfect in this way? No, don't twist my words, okay? I'm not saying that the game's, this playing as anyone thing needs to literally be flawless and needs to be perfect. I'm sure we'll find some problems with it. It's new. It's the first time we've ever had something like this in a game like this, so I think we should give it a little bit of slack. But again, a game like this, if we're doing it 10 hours in, I was going to say 5 to 10 minutes, then we would know there's a problem, right? But if it's 5 to 10 hours in, that's still a huge problem. That's still a really big problem. I think they're going to do the best that they can, obviously. I mean, that's kind of a simple statement, right? But I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm hoping, just like I've been hoping, honestly, for years, I've been hoping that they could pull a system like this off. So far, people haven't really, I mean, there's been issues with what has been played from people that have played it, but for what I've seen, there's been no issues for what the system is, the base system that we're talking about in this video. And again, the thing that I think will either carry the game or destroy the game, there hasn't been a lot said negatively on it. Okay, so I think that it stands a really good chance. Like I said, I just cannot wait to jump in, to just start recruiting like there's no tomorrow, but really start to, again, delve into it. These characters need to play different. I need to feel like when I'm playing as one, I am not playing as another. Because if I am, then you can just consider it a reskin, and that's not really, in my opinion, that's not playing as anyone. It's playing as maybe 10 to 15 molds of someone, and then with a different skin on, but it's still only playing as like 10 to 15. It's not playing as an infinite amount of people. Now, again, is that possible? No, I'm not. I'm not asking for the entire universe from them, but I want to see some really big steps. Don't forget, they also delayed this game for an entire year, and they've said that year has given them the ability to add even more, specifically, to a lot of other things, but they said specifically to this feature, to being able to add even more player types, to be able to really diversify the characters that you're playing as. This is what they put the most effort in this past year that the game got delayed. So I hope that it really shows when the game comes out. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that it is going to be a system that works? Do you think this will be something that in a week and a half we say how terrible it is? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit the bell icon, following me on Twitter if you guys haven't already. Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. Many more Watch Dogs videos to come. This could be it until the game comes out. I may do a video when the review scores come out. We can talk about what people are saying about it, and then we'll just get right down into it. We'll talk about the game. I'll talk about the endings. We'll talk about the different mechanics of the game. So lots of different stuff we'll be talking about when the game releases, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.